And as of today, TikTok is back. I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States.
TikTok back up and running after going dark for about 12 hours. Last night, users notified TikTok was temporarily down, that message coming hours before the ban was set to take effect. The company sending out a message saying it was working with President Trump to restore service. And then this morning, a message thanked Trump, and TikTok was back online for its 170 million American users. Now, TikTok's future tonight still somewhat unclear. This morning, Trump taking to Truth Social, floating a plan for partial U.S. ownership of the Chinese app. Trump says he plans to issue an executive order on Inauguration Day, which would give TikTok 90 days to make a deal. And he added there would be no enforcement of the ban in the meantime. Now, not all lawmakers are on board with an extension, even within his own party. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson saying this morning he believes a ban will still go through, despite Trump's efforts to save the platform. And then Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton taking to X to warn third-party providers could face fines for restoring service. For more, we're bringing in NewsNation national security contributor, former FBI special agent and CIA officer Tracy Walder. Tracy, thanks for making the time tonight.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
So, Tracy, I know you've been tracking this in great detail, specifically the national security threat. Let's talk about the plan that Trump is floating today, 50% U.S. ownership of the app. Does that solve the national security issues?
You know, I actually think it's a very reasonable plan, quite frankly. And really, it was one that I think both sides were trying to move towards. We have to remember this ban, or the framework that was laid for this ban, actually started in 2019, 2020 with an executive order that Trump issued, and then Biden sort of carried through, if you will. So this has been going on for a long time. I'm not sure that anything completely solves the national security issue when China is involved, but obviously it's a step in the right direction.
Is that a sort of a plan that looks good but doesn't solve anything, I guess is my question, because if China still owns 50% of it, how does it help if the U.S. owns the other 50%?
You know, what I think it does do is it allows the U.S. to know a bit more about the technology that they're using to collect information, and then also to create backdoors into our technology that they are using to gain national security information. That's the biggest issue. And I think for us, it's allowing us to sort of, I guess, keep an eye on them, if you will. I mean, we have to remember this shut off of TikTok was actually by China, not by us. They went ahead of the deadline. And so really they're very much involved in this, PR campaign to create this basically mass panic. So I don't think they're giving us any reason, quite frankly, to trust them. And I'm not sure that this is going to help their case moving forward in Congress.
So 170 million Americans use this app. Many people love this app. So many lawmakers and agencies, the Supreme Court upholding this national security threat issue. That's a broad term. Break it down for us. Where exactly does the national security issue lie when it comes to TikTok on an average person's phone?
Well, therein actually lies the problem, Natasha, is I believe the government has not done a good job in laying out the national security threat. We don't have to lay it out in its entirety. I understand that some of it remains classified, but I do not feel that the government has done a good job in really clarifying the severity of the threat. And that's why you're seeing so much pushback that this is really a violation of First Amendment rights. I think the first issue in terms of national security, which is China, creating influence campaigns. We know that people have been doing this. Russia and Iran have been doing it on Instagram. So that's really nothing new and not that severe. The second one is collecting personal information. So many apps are doing that. In my opinion, that's not that severe. Really, I think it's the third kind of part on it. It's allowing this injection of malware into people's phones. And I think that's what they're having the issue with.
Okay. Tracy Walder, always appreciate the context and time. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.